Hello, everyone. I wanted to just take a little bit of time to review the introductory materials and syllabus for our course, and also to go over briefly what to expect for our first week together. So again, all course materials are kept in the course Blackboard. And in addition to the course Blackboard holding our materials, that's also where you'll find and submit all of your assignments. And also I use the Blackboard Collaborate tool for doing virtual video meetings. And so I'll set all that up. I'll have that information out to you later in the week and in a different video. So if you navigate to our course Blackboard, most of the information that you'll be using and interacting with can be found in the course information section of Blackboard. Okay. And once you navigate to the course information, you'll see that at the top right now, I have my welcome message. Underneath that is the syllabus and course schedule. Then I use the Remind Text app as one way to contact me. So here's some information. If you want to use that, it's not required. That's more if that's a way you feel more comfortable contacting me. You can try that out. And then below that is where you will find each week I'll open up and put the weekly folder, which will have all of the information that you'll need. What I try to do for each week's folder is give you a kind of to-do list here in the description of the folder. And then when you click into the folder, you'll find, again, all of your different assignments, the materials needed, and any other resources as well. Okay, so let me jump back out the course information and just kind of run through everything. So again, here's my welcome message. As you review that, it'll go over a lot of the basics. One of the big things that you'll need is first, there is a book and software that you'll need for this course. And you want to purchase a new book because the software comes with the book. And if you rent or purchase a used book, then that software license might not activate and you need the software. All of our assignments is really working with the ArcGIS Pro 2.6 version. Now I know that there are other versions out there, but again, we're going to use that version for our course. If you do not have a laptop, the software and some of the other software, programs, websites, apps that we'll explore do not work on Chromebooks, Chromebook equivalents, or tablets. You really need a full laptop so that you can access all of the course materials. If you don't have one, the college does have a laptop program, and I've included here the website that you can follow to find out more information and to sign up to get a laptop. If you're having problems with that, please reach out to me. In terms of contacting me, I am an adjunct faculty, so I do not have an office directly on campus. The best way to get a hold of me is to email my school email, jstrato@atlantic.edu. Please note, there is another J. Stratton, another professor at Atlantic Cape, so make sure you're sending it to me, J. Strato. When you email, I ask that you use your school email. If I have a request for a grade confirmation or a question about grades or anything like that, that's a little more personal and it's not coming from a school email, I will respond by saying, please email this request through your school email. Again, for privacy issues and security issues, the college has the policy that we use our school emails. All right. That's why I also have that Remind app as well, because we can use that. Okay. So below that is the syllabus, and I'm going to go ahead and go through that now. It is a Word document. So when you open up the syllabus, all right, this has a lot of the basic information you'll need for the course. Again, my name, Julie Stratton, jstrato@atlantic.edu. For office hours, I don't have any formally scheduled office hours, but if you contact me, I can definitely schedule. I'm not on campus for any other courses, but if you contact me and we need a face-to-face, I can definitely set that up. And as I said, I use the Blackboard Collaborate video tool, so we can always set up video conferencing. I may, throughout the course of the semester, hold some open office or project hours, and I'll always post anything like that through the Blackboard. Now, as I said, email, that's the best way to contact me. But if you want to also try, if you're familiar with the Remind app, you can take a look at that. And here is the class code for our class. So next we have a course description. And again, this is all about GIS, geographic. Sometimes you'll hear the term geospatial used, information systems. Basically, it's about taking spatial information and using information systems and technology to manage that spatial information. Some people say we're going to be making maps, which is kind of what we're doing, but there's really a lot more to it as well, and that's some of the things that we'll be unpacking. Because this is an intro course, we have a very broad general level, which means we're going to look at a lot of information, a lot of definitions, but we're not going to get into things in too much detail. So again, it's this survey foundation course to get you set up. Now, as I said, there is a required textbook with software. You can go to the bookstore, and if you go online, for instance, here, you can take a look at that. We are using the Getting to Know ArcGIS Pro 2.6, and as I said, you know, this is the third edition. Here's the ISBN right here, and make sure that you're getting that software. And then as you go through the book, it'll talk to you about how to install that. And you can contact me, reach out to me. We can also, depending on what the issue is, always reach out to the college IT and even ArcGIS, Esri, ESRI, or so we like to call it Esri, has help as well. So we'll get things through. I'm going to say this now, and I'll say it again many times. There are tech issues sometimes with this stuff. Sometimes things don't work right. There are changes. It can get frustrating, but I say, got to have a little patience. The big thing is, if you're having tech issues, reach out to me as soon as possible. Because A, I can help you, and B, I kind of stop the clock on the due date, if you will, for that assignment until we get the tech issue, and I can always extend the due dates. So if you're having tech issues, reach out and we'll get things done. So again, if you go through the syllabus, I'm not going to go over this now, but please take a little bit of time and look at the different objectives and things that we will be looking at and learning. Now, in terms of the course evaluation, here is the grade scale. So you can see let me just turn that off there. Sorry, I had my word spacing on. But here you can see the grade scale from A down, and it's basically out of 1,000 points. So as you go along, you can always calculate, if you will, running total, and I'll have that set up in Blackboard. We have 4 different types of activities here. We have assignments, which also include discussion posts, your most of your textbook chapter activities, and there are a couple of other assignments as well. There are some homeworks. That's the term that's used, but basically these just are slightly longer, slightly bigger types of mapping projects that are oftentimes outside of the textbook assignments. Then you'll notice there is a midterm project and a final project. Okay, so there's no tests or quizzes per se. The only time that there would be some tests or quizzes in terms of quizzes is occasionally I will throw out there some extra credit quizzes. And again, those would always be announced ahead of time, and I'll give you more information as that comes around. But the midterm project, you're essentially going to be creating a type of map, and I'll go over more of that later. And then for the final project, again, you're going to have a map project that you're going to create. Okay, and I'll go over that more as we get closer to time. The midterm project comes right around spring break time, and the final project will be due during finals week. All of these assignments, when I post them in Blackboard, they will have due dates. Okay? I will accept the late work, and it's accepted past the due date with a 5% reduction per week of late per week. And for that per week, I'll be honest, that's whether it's 1 day into the week late or 6 days. So if it's due on January 21st, then whether you turn it in on January 22nd or January 28th, you get the 1 week penalty applied. Okay. Again, our ADA statement per the Americans with Disabilities Act, reasonable accommodations can be provided to students who present current documentation. And again, you can go through the Center for Accessibility and line that up with them. And then for the course schedule, that's going to be down here. And this is just a generalized idea for our first week, like where we are, introduction, purchasing your textbook and software, and there'll be a little Google Earth activity. And then next week, basic elements. Then we really spend most of the time going through the textbook. So I know students always say, do I really need this textbook? Do you really use the textbook? 100%. You will be doing assignments from the textbook using the software that comes with the textbook, and all of your information materials are there. I'll always have some lecture videos and additional materials, but we really do use the textbook. You'll see then the midterm project comes out right around February 27th, and then that is going to be due that week when we come back. And then you'll see we have some final project work. I'll probably introduce the final project somewhere up at the beginning of April, simply to give you time to think about it and pick your topics. And then, as I said, during finals week, the final project and any other activity, if it's on time or late, is due no later than Friday, May 12th, because they have a quick turnaround for grades. So we got to get the stuff in. Okay, so that is our syllabus. And again, if you have any other additional questions, please let me know. All right, so that's our basic intro, our syllabus. Again, you have the Remind app. And if you go into this folder, you'll see I've put some tutorials and there's some other information for that. Again, it's not required. I'm never going to put anything out in the Remind app. Oops. I'm never going to put anything out in the Remind text app. I do everything through Blackboard and the announcements here. But that's just, it's another way to try to contact me. All right. So that's the intro, the syllabus. I know this is a little bit of a longer video. Let me go ahead and go over week 1. So you'll see that here, week 1, January 17th through the 22nd. And this week, we're going to focus on reviewing the syllabus, trying to start to get that textbook, and starting to think about what I call your sense of space and sense of place. You have the review and course syllabus. There is a discussion post assignment. I'll show you that. You're going to work on getting your textbook. We start completing activities from the book January 30th. I know sometimes it takes people a little bit of time to get the book, so you don't need it necessarily this first week, but you want to definitely be working on it. And then there's going to be a using Google Earth assignment. All right, so let's go into the folder. So here, the what to do this week is pretty much this video that you're watching right now. It'll be posted there as soon as I finish it. And then you'll see the first thing I have here is a discussion assignment. Again, because we're online, I can't formally take face-to-face attendance, so I use discussions as a way to take attendance. So each week there'll be a discussion. It's always due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And if you don't complete it by that time, then you're marked absent for the week. Okay? You can still complete it to get partial credit, but again, I just use that as your attendance. So for this week, the question of the week, if you will, is you're going to answer two things for me. Why are you taking this course? You know, what finds you here? Why are you here? And then the second one is to find a cool map you like and share it with us. Ideally, to try to experiment, you want to share the picture or at least a link to the map. And then just tell me what is the map showing and why you like the map, why you think it's cool. Okay. Now, the discussions are always a little bit weird. So I have this link here. If you click on it, you'll notice it takes you into what looks like a duplicate. It's just the way it's clicking through. So you'll notice here's the week one. Now in the future, additional discussion weeks will appear below, but we have this discussion. So you click on it again. Now we're in the discussion. You can click on create thread. You type in your subject, whatever you want, and then you type in your message. If you're trying to share the image, be careful in the discussion sharing images. If you copy and paste, sometimes you can see the image, but we can't. So the best way to share the images, because then I'll ask you and I'll say, I can't see your image. The best way to share the image is save it and then use this little plus right here. You can insert a local file. You can then insert the picture. I don't think I have any great pictures. Oh, here. Here, I'll click on your picture. The Hubble telescope. But there you go. So you've got your picture. Okay. So you type this all up and then you click on submit. And when you click on submit, then you'll see your name populated here. Okay. I'm just requiring you to make a formal post, but I invite you to reply and talk and discuss with each other. But again, anything you post, anything you share, anything you reply, anything you engage, please use general school code of conduct and net etiquette and all those wonderful things, and just respect. You know, we're here to share and learn, not to tear down and destroy. All right, so that's the discussion. You can click over here on these discussion over here and get to the discussions as well, usually. But each week you should be able to go into the week folder and get to that as well. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do. And the discussion post is due, as I said, by 11:59 p.m. Sunday, January 22nd. The next activity is using Google Earth Pro. Google Earth Pro, again, is another type of GIS system. It's put out by Google. And we're going to do a couple of activities now, and we'll look at Google Earth a little bit towards the end. So the assignment is to visit the website, and I give you the link. You're going to download and set up Google Earth Pro. I want us to use Pro, not the website, because there are some things you can do in Pro that you can't do with the website. And I'll be showing you those things. One of your homeworks later on in the course will actually be measuring and using and exploring these a little more. I try to make, like this video, I try to make tutorial videos. So I have a couple of tutorial links for you. What you're going to do is you're going to complete this activity right here. And a lot of what you'll be doing for this and other times is I'm asking you to take screenshots. So pretty much just follow these instructions, put your screenshots into a Google Doc or a Word doc, okay? And save that as a PDF. Please do not save it, especially as a pages. And pages are if you have a MacBook or Mac, any Mac laptop. I cannot open those really well at all. So basically, the way you'll do that is you'll complete this activity. You go through, do these things, you get your document, then you click right up here on the actual assignment, and you'll browse local files and attach your file right here. Okay. Now, this is due by Monday, January 23rd, 11:59 p.m. But again, if you're having problems, tech issues, whatever, reach out to me. I'm going to work with you. Again, I'm here. I love maps. I love this stuff. I just want to make sure that we get through the material and you get a sense of maps. Okay? And I don't want the tech to bog us down. But that's the Google Earth activity. So pretty much getting it onto your computer and then just playing around with it. Just a couple of very quick things. Then the third assignment, which technically isn't due this week, but I wanted to put it in here now because I want you to start working on this, is to get your textbook, okay, and install that software. So what you're going to do is once you have your textbook, you're going to follow the directions in the book. So you get the book, you open it up, and you're going to download and activate your software. Make sure you're doing this on the computer you're going to be using. It's not always happy trying to put it on multiple computers. And you're going to download the software, and also there's going to be a set of data files. And again, it'll go through with you in the textbook once you're looking at that. That data files, you're going to need those to complete the activities. So what I ask is once you have downloaded the software and set up the data files, you're going to take 2 screenshots for this assignment. The first is I want you to have the software open on your computer and just take a screenshot. And then the second one is showing me that your data files are uploaded. And the best way to do that is to use the Explorer. Just show me here and just take a screenshot of where the files are have been loaded to on your computer. Now, the reason I want you to start on this is because it may take a little bit of time to get this all downloaded and installed. So ideally, this assignment is due by the 29th. And the reason I have that due date is starting on the Monday, January 30th, is when we start chapter 1 from the textbook. All right, so you do have a couple of weeks to get this going. If you're still having problems getting the book, let me know. We can work. But what's going to happen is even though I'm extending the due dates, you've still got to get everything in by that final piece. So what happens is everything kind of gets backed up, and so then you're having to do a lot once you get it going. So again, that's the next assignment 2, if you will, for your for this week. And again, here I just have a picture. Also, if you haven't done a lot with screenshots, there are lots and lots of ways to capture screenshots. I've given you here a couple of resources. But again, if you're not feeling comfortable with this, you can always schedule a Zoom call or a Blackboard Collaborate call or something else, and we'll work on getting you set. Last thing here for now in our week 1 folder is the ACCC Student Resources for Online Learning. So again, there's a lot of great stuff here, and I recommend if you're having any problems with the online courses, Blackboard, anything like that, take a look at ACCC's online learning. Okay, that's a lot. Again, to break it down, I recommend tackle the discussion assignment. It shouldn't take too long. It kind of gets you looking around. Make sure you're reviewing the syllabus, and then do the Google Earth and work on the textbook. Okay. And again, I'm here. I'm going to be checking in through the Blackboard, but you can always reach out to me. And with any question you have, I will say this, when you reach out, and I'll say this again in other places, if you have questions, this is why I wanted you to learn how to take screenshots. If you take a screenshot of your screen when you're asking a question, it helps me. If you just say, I can't do assignment 1A, that doesn't help me very much. But if you have a screenshot and you're saying, I am on part or step 3 of 1A, this is what my screen looks like, I have no idea what to do next, that helps me out. Because again, that gets us forward and further along. So screenshots are always a wonderful thing when asking for help. All right, I think that's it for now. Again, I'll send other things out as we go. Take care. Have a very good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever, whatever. And happy mapping.